It's Akuna Masapa season.
It means no money.
No money, rather.
I mean, it's alright.
It's alright. Doge, Safe Moon, Safe Mars. Which one and why?
I mean, Doge, Safe Moon, Safe Mars. Really, I don't think I'll be going for any of them actually. Yes, because myself, I've had pretty bad experiences. So, yeah, I don't think I'll be going for any. But like you said, if I was to choose one of them, that would just be Doge actually. Yeah, because Doge is now. I mean, they begin to have at least say some use in facilitating payments, making payments easier and all that. But then we know that Doge is actually not a good store of value because of the unlimited supply in the market. So I mean, as much as it's a very fast method of transfers, payments and all that, it's really not a good store of value. And what's an asset if you can't store the value?
I see.
Yeah.
Limitless supply means downward pressure on price.
Exactly.
So I take it that you don't see Doge going to $1. But it's too early to say.
Well, it's too early to say because there's as of currently there's a lot of irrational exuberance and all that. So
and it's something that we see everywhere. If you go on Twitter, you find people that are taking financial advice from Twitter.
Exactly.
You just see 4 tweets that are preaching something nice about Safe Mars, and you take out your life savings and put it in crypto.
Yeah.
And one thing people don't understand is that if you don't understand why these things are going on, if you don't understand the basics and the fundamentals, when it eventually goes down, you panic.
We're gonna go with you.
You're gonna go with the entire funds.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's one must know for beginners? What's one more? Because crypto has created an environment where 20, 19-year-olds think they can make it big in a week or two. What's one must know?
Okay, I think one must know for an absolute beginner, someone who is just entering the market and wants to make it big. Actually, one must know is that just be patient. Due diligence is better than being hyped by all that fear of missing out. Yeah. So I think it's just better you calm down, learn the basics, understand the blockchain technology, understand the values these things hold, understand the loop actually that they're trying to cover and create value in the financial system. Understand the whole things, understand what they do actually and what not. For instance, say you're looking at the coin based on pure fundamentals. You look at the utility. I mean, what use is it? How valuable is this? In facilitating payments, doing some other things, and all that. Or see the blockchain it was also created. And then you look at things like say the team. Okay, how good is this team? For instance, if you look around, you say Ethereum. I mean, we've seen Ethereum and all of and the rest of the Ethereum team. We've seen how dedicated they've been to their project. You also look at say Cardano. Actually, Cardano was the founder of Cardano was a part of the Ethereum team. Actually, I think that's Charles Hoskinson. So
I think you mean Cardano is built on Ethereum blockchain.
Yes, actually, yeah. And I mean, those are very important things to look at. And then you also look at one very important thing also I want you to always look at for is supply. Yes, please, Safe Moon.
I think it's at 600 and what? 56
616 trillion tokens actually. Yes. So I mean, and there are Nigerians out there betting on Safe Moon and waiting for you to get to $1. Oh, if Safe Moon heads to $1, I hung myself. Yeah, actually, because
so it will become more. I mean, it will be worth more than Bitcoin.
600, yeah, exactly. 616 trillion tokens. That's like 616 trillion. I mean, how much is in the US Treasury? So that's like that is just those are and really at the moment. Then you see at the moment you see Safe Moon, the guys behind Safe Moon and all that. You see them all around Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. you see them begging exchanges. See them begging Binance. I mean, I'm saying begging literally because they're begging. It's like, yeah, begging exchanges like Coinbase, Binance, and all that. They're saying, okay, why don't you list me? I mean, if these exchanges know how valuable you are, I don't think it's going to be a big deal listing you. But then, it's pure play risks. It's pure play risks, and that's just because one thing I want these guys to understand.
If you're creating real value and have any real utility, they'll get a cut of the pie, these exchanges.
Exactly, transaction fees and all that.
That's when you're begging with your heart in your hand.
Yeah, exactly. And just like we talked about, the supply, 616 trillion. Definitely, the way
Bitcoin is just 21 million
that will ever be, and not 21 million as of now is already in circulation. So that's to show you that it's a very good store of value. Like you're capping supply, and then you're making sure you're making people get used to the platform. You're making people adapt this thing. So it's like propping up demand and then reducing supply. So that's like just making sure that prices keep going up over a longer period of time. So that's it. And then looking at like we're talking about our supply, you see SafeMoon 616 trillion. Okay, 616 trillion tokens in circulation already. And the way these things work, definitely say proof of work and all that. Miners get to get rewards. I mean, there'll be rewards, there'll be notes. I mean, these notes, these guys, they should actually not really notes. Miners actually. I mean, what did they get for what did they get for reward as after mining the block? It's actually more tokens, more coins, and then basically what you're just doing is you're increasing the supply more than 600 trillion. I mean, it's impossible.
It sounds ridiculous.
Exactly.
So just for the benefit of our audience, what's two experiences that you can share with us that will provide value inside this crypto market? Because I feel the more we know, the better decisions we can take. Yeah?
Okay, you mean personal experiences?
Personal experiences. And I would like to add painful experience. Because if everybody that is having a happy experience in the crypto market.
Yeah, actually, I get you.
I don't mean to be pessimistic, but maybe that times are ahead.
Yes. Yeah, I get your point actually. At the moment is all people are like, investor BJ. And then you see somebody making $50 and then he comes to tweet and he changes his bio. Chat. Dead chatter. So yeah, like you said, painful experiences actually. So I think I should tell you actually, I should confess. In the midst of the whole Doge 3 and all this, I lost Twitch. Yeah, I lost Twitch actually. But I went short on Doge.
Just for clarity, what is short? What does it mean to take a short position?
Yeah, taking a short position is like betting on the fall in the price of an asset. It's basically like borrowing tokens or say coins or shares of a stock that you don't have, and then selling it at the market price, waiting for the price to go down, and buying it cheaper and then returning back those stocks. You see, so you're actually making money from say the initial market price minus the dip. That's it. Yes. So I went short on Doge actually, and I had a couple of reasons because after the initial charade and then money, so it seems like people were cashing in on their money. I said, I think this is a really good time because there are no fundamentals backing this thing. There's really no fundamental backing this thing. So I just felt, I did a lot of work. I did a lot of research. So I felt okay, it's time to short this thing and go big. Go big. But then you look at Doge, you look at what's happening around it. You see, like I talked about, like it's not a good stock value. You see the unlimited supply.
But then again, history shows that it doesn't pay to short Elon because Elon is a big. So like I also have personal issues with Doge, on a fundamental level. But Elon, man. Just Elon. I think it's just one word, Elon. Or one name, really. That's two names, Elon Musk.
Yeah, that's Elon. But one thing you should understand is, as much as you've seen, maybe some very, unrealistic things happening. You see GameStop, you see Etsy, you see Doge actually. In as much as yes, in as much as you see some of these things actually, and then we know how Elon has a pattern, say some of them. I don't think it makes rational sense to actually bet on Elon and say, okay, you come to Elon's page every day and then you wait, and then you turn on post notification and say, let's wait for Elon to post Doge meeting. Why so Doge-matic? And then Elon comes to Twitter and says, why so Doge-matic? And then Doge rallies by
600%.
I mean, why? I mean, why? So that's just, I don't think it's rational, because in as much as these guys are you know, they're billionaires and all that, it's actually not a good thing saying for we who, you know, most of us actually, in as much as, okay, we keep seeing we keep receiving advisement to use you know, more money without saying don't use all your money, just use money that you know you can lose. You still go all in. I know someone who has gone all in with most of these very risky tokens, right?
And you've spoken a lot about the irrationality of the market.
Yeah.
I think the market really reflects real life, how humans behave. On a day-to-day basis, I don't think as humans we are rational. I hope I'm not diverting too far off. If you look at medicine, say you are ill, you know, you have an infection, you getting a fever, you developing a fever, that's your body's response to fight off the ward of that infection. Okay. Now, what happens is that your body temperature rises, you know, increased temperature to kill off what's the causing organisms. If you let that fever stay, eventually your body wins. But fever is painful. Fever hurts. So if a doctor has a drug to give to you to help you ease the pain, to alleviate the fever, even if it will allow the disease roam free, you're going to take it. So,
well, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor, so I won't comment on that actually.
Okay, so back to what we are talking about.
Yeah, experiences actually.
Experience. So
yeah.
What was the second experience?
So like I said, I shorted Doge and then that went against me because, you know, I betted on certain things like fundamental things like number one, unlimited cap, and then the fact that, you know, people want to take profit. I felt, I mean, this thing went up, guys should be taking profit and all that, even, you know, that should send this thing back.
You should expect,
you know, like
soon.
Like a reversal, exactly. And then certain other things like, you know, how prone is this blockchain actually? How prone is it, you know, to attacks and all that? I mean, compared to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and, you know, most of all of these new techs, exactly, altcoins actually. I mean, you can expect even a higher possibility actually for, say, attack on Doge than others. So these are certain things I still bet on.
So if you're trying to pick the right horse, talking about crypto,
yeah,
security is also a factor.
Securities, you mean what?
It's also a factor.
Securities, I don't get it.
Like how secure the blockchain is.
Yes, actually. I think there was a time, that was last week actually. There was a time, I mean, Bitcoin dipped, and then no one actually, there wasn't a concrete
reason as to why
reason why the dip was there. But one of the contributing reasons I saw online was that you know, the hash rate reduced greatly. So these are still very important. I mean, if someone has just a 51% or a 50.1% control and all, you know, over the whole. That's why it's called a decentralized system. It's like no one you can't just hack one server and then it's gone. You hack one server, that's just a node. You get the point. So that's really an important factor too. Very, very important factor. So like I was saying, so I just shorted the Doge and then the Doge went against me. I squeezed the hell out of me. Yeah. So I think the important takeaway from that is that yes, you should have sound fundamentals, sound technical analysis and all that. But then you should have a limit, and then you should know when, okay, this whole thing is moving against you. You shouldn't just be rigid to say, yeah, my research is good. Nice, my research is good and all that. But I mean, even economic theories, we always assume that human beings are rational, and you know the case actually. it doesn't seem to be the case actually all the time.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's very important that you are flexible. I mean, you are flexible in your I know this. I'm dead. I chat so well and all that, and then
Understand you well. It's to give room for error.
not really error. I think you should. It's like saying, okay, fine. My research is good. My analysis is clean, and then but. You know how you at the moment you really know what's influencing this market. What's influencing this market right now is just the need to turn $10 actually to $1,000 to $10,000 and all that. And I mean, you can see people betting on Safe Moon. You saw, I think there was very increased demand just earlier this week, or was it last week? Yeah. So I think it's also important for you to know when to say, oh, this guy's got me. I think I should just step back. But I didn't step back. Then I was squeezed.
And speaking to this need to turn $10 into 1,000, you can find it in history as far back as the 1800s in Netherlands. That a particular plant a professor bought. A professor brought back tulip bulbs to Netherlands, and it got stolen. People spread the rumors that it had some medicinal value, that you can keep it and stay at it, and and you'll be healed. The patterns are variegated, beautiful patterns. The rarer the pattern on a certain tulip bulb, the higher the price. It's like the more beautiful it is, the closer it is to what Bitcoin is today. People kept buying and selling. Demand was high, supply was limited, and prices just kept going up and up and up for 4 years. For 4 whole years. And the ability for us to have beliefs that are detached from reality, because it's all over history. If you remember, doctors used to preach that dog urine had anti-aging properties. Yes, for fact, doctors actually believe that not so long ago. So that craze went on for 4 years. People sold properties to buy tulip bulbs. People sold their houses. People did crazy things. It was the craze of the Netherlands, the tulip bulb craze. So it has a lot of similarities to what we are seeing today.
Yeah, actually.
The opportunity to turn $10 into 10,000. Okay, what's one important message you feel you must pass just before you leave the show, to wrap it all up?
Okay, one important message actually that I must pass is that beginners, people who call themselves investors. I mean, yeah, we should actually learn our game. Yes, and like I said earlier, avoid the fear of missing out. You can see what has happened over the past few months. I mean, if you're in Port Harcourt, you should very well know MBA Forex. I mean, that's absurd. I mean, someone promises you 15% return. I think 15% also. Yeah, 15% return monthly, and then you believe this won't crash. I mean, if you are just taking your phone and then you would have just typed something, I don't know, maybe some certain keywords. I mean, you must have seen guys, you must have seen MMM, you must have seen even international fraudsters like Benny Madoff and all that. So it's just too unrealistic that in our chase for profit, actually we forget what value actually is, and then we just go around looking for 2K to make 10K. Boss, for play bet Ninja. Yeah, exactly. So I think it's very important that we just calm down and learn our thing. Say you want to trade crypto, you just have to understand the fundamentals first, even before you go before venturing into the technicals and all that. So okay, say is not maybe just you want to learn to invest your money in stocks, shares, and all that. I mean, you can also do that. Just do your basic research. I mean, financials are everywhere. You can just pick this up and then email a research analyst, even if you can't do the job, or just move your money. There are different mutual funds, there are different investment houses, legal investment houses actually. Not moving your money to say MBA Forex that gives you 15% a month, and then at a certain time when everybody's trying to cash out, nobody cashes out. It's all bad. So that's it.
our science returns can be unsustainable if I get your point right.
Yeah,
It's really
exactly.
Nice to have you on.
Yeah, you're welcome. Actually, nice to have. Thank you for having me.
Please forgive us for the amount of actually you've had.